cut my title short. It's the Cult of MAGA and How We Break Through. So I'm a little more positive. And I wanted to start this, I wanted to preface this by stating that I am in no way a cult expert. I am just someone with ADHD, and given my upbringing, learning about cults has become a personal interest of mine. So, and at a protest, I got to talking Brenda's ear off, as one does, about the topic of MAGA and cult mentality. And she said, why don't I share what I know with all of you here today? So here I am. I need to explain that I do not call MAGA a cult as an insult. I don't mean that they are a bunch of mindless sheep following the orange menace. I call them a cult as a way of understanding a group of people because they do meet the criteria of a cult as set forth by cult experts. Dr. Robert J. Lifton studied the Nazis and authoritarian control, and he developed the criteria of thought reform. And then later, cult expert Stephen Hassan built on that to develop the BITE model and wrote The Cult of Trump. Another cult expert, Daniela Mestanuck Young, who survived growing up in the Children of God, developed her own criteria for defining a cult, which MAGA fits into her cult definition as well. No matter which cult expert criteria you use to define a cult, you see an overlapping of some of the same characteristics. So I will go over some of those with you now. Oops, sorry, I think I skipped a part. So if we have an understanding of a cult member, we can better understand them and help them to see the reality and exit the cult. And I will go over those points. All cults include MAGA experience identity fusion. This is when a cult member's identity becomes one with the cult leader or the mission. What this means is if you make fun of the leader, it feels like a personal attack on the member. They have a compulsion to protect their identity at all cost. Cult members are also trained not to question the doctrine. They are usually subconsciously conditioned with thought-stopping techniques. A couple examples of thought-stopping techniques can be a word or a phrase. Trump has got his followers to use fake news or witch hunt as a way to dismiss what is being said to them, and at the same time it shuts down their critical thinking ability. That's why facts don't matter to cult members. It's all about how they feel and their identity. Their feelings outweigh any facts you could throw at them. Arguing facts will just make them intensify their resolve to protect their cult identity. When a cult member does think about leaving a cult, they struggle with sunk cost fallacy. This is when a thought of past investments outweighs the current situation. They have made an investment of time and money into the cult, and walking away feels like too great of a loss. I think most of us at one time in our lives have experienced a relationship or a job that we knew we needed to cut our losses and be done with. But we think of the time we have invested and not consider the current situation and how it's serving you. That is sunk cost fallacy. Some MAGA have traveled to be at Trump rallies, donated money, and made being a part of MAGA their whole personality, and even given up relationships with friends and family to be a part of MAGA. If they walk away now, what was it all for? You may ask what it is that people get from being in a cult. Being in a cult gives cult members community, a sense of purpose, and the feeling that they are in on some special understanding of the world. I know a natural conclusion may be to say, I'm not going to even try talking to anyone in the MAGA cult. I encourage you not to do that. Cults have an us versus them mentality, and avoiding them reinforces this and can push them even further into the cult. Cults thrive on isolation. Keep the lines of communication open. You might be their lifeline when they are ready to get out. We know we will not win them over by arguing facts. We get them to start to see reality by asking them questions and helping them to be curious. Stephen Hassan poses the questions to ask MAGA. Is there anything that Trump could do that would make them abandon him? If they say Trump couldn't do anything that would make them abandon him, ask them, have they ever felt that way about a politician before Trump? A couple more questions to consider are, didn't Trump run on not getting us into any more wars? Can you tell me what the purpose of starting a war with Iran is? Even though MAGA is a cult, the people in it are not a monolith. So our questions to an individual need to be about a specific policy or desired societal change that they have expected to see Trump improve, such as our economy, which we see what he's done with that. We will not be changing their minds with one or two conversations. We are planting seeds of doubt and letting them know we are here for them. We are going to see more MAGA who are struggling with what Trump is doing. We have to meet them where they are, and we have to resist the urge to say, I told you so. Thank you.